Hello everyone, welcome back for another Across the Ways. This is where Vicki and I share ideas with you. This month we are playing with vellum, and I have my piece of vellum here, and I have an idea. I'm going to do some stamping on it and embossing it and use it as a panel on my card. So I've got that there. I pulled out two colors. I'm playing with the Gypsy Heart kit that I had, and I pulled in this image this time and some other pieces, and I thought this piece went with it very nicely, so I chose that. And then I had another piece that I used that had this gray in it. So I've got my pieces here. I have my stamp set that I'm going to use on my vellum. I pulled this green in because I wanted a ribbon on there. And then I have my gems here. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way because my first order of business. Oh, and then I took one of the pieces of paper and I cut off a half, it's not even a half circle, part of a circle. And then I needed another little piece. So there's all that. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to grab my piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to pull out my Whisper White. I debated about whether to use the small one or the large one, and I opted to use the large one. And I'm just going to stamp this randomly on my paper. And then I'll come in and fill in the center. All right, so I've got that. Now let's do my center, and I can emboss it. The white will show up really, the center. Oh, I gotta be careful, I'm getting it on my hand. I'll make a mess. All right, I've got this stamped. Now what I want to do is I want to take, and I'm going to pick this up very carefully. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do any embossing buddy on it. Hopefully I don't have any stray pieces from my fingers. Get that way. Okay, let me heat set this and I'll be back. Okay. I have it heat set, so I'm going to set that aside. Now, we're going to start with putting the card together. All right, so let me get my piece here, and all my other pieces, I don't need that. Now, all right, first thing I'm going to do is fold and burnish my card base. Okay, where's my pen folder? All right, I have that. Now this goes here. So I'm going to add it. All right. And it's in the middle. My next piece is my vellum piece. All right, and it's going to go on right about there. All right, and I'm going to use my tape runner because I don't think it shows through. We'll find out. All right. Okay. Oh, there wasn't any there. Okay. The next piece is this, and it goes on top of that. Now, I use the largest circle that I have. You can use a larger one if you have it that would go further down, but I didn't have one. So I went with what I had. So there's that. Next thing is this piece down the center. And I wanted to use that vellum piece more as creating a focal background, if you get the idea. All right, let me get this in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Right about there is what I'm thinking. Maybe over just a fraction. All right. There. The next piece is this one, and it goes on right here. So as you can see, that daisy is just going to peek out from behind this piece. All right, like so. And now we're going to do our image here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? My ribbon. My ribbon. My ribbon. Let me cut my ribbon real quick. And I may have to trim it, but I'm going to use a glue dot to hold it together. All right, so I'm going to put one there. I'm going to fold it in half like so. And I want it under here. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put another, and I will be trimming that because it's way too long. All right, so I'm going to trim it here and here. But I got to move that one. I don't want to cut it. I could have spread it out a little bit, but that's okay. Like so. There's my ribbon. Now let's do our focal piece. Oops. Get that out of the way. All right, my thoughts are this is going to go on here. And I want this over here. I'm using a lot of tags. The class that I'm taking, she uses a lot of tags, and I like it. I even have the old Stampin' Up tag punch that I've used. All right, that's going to go there. And it's not on there permanent. It's just stuck there. I want this piece. And I'm not a fan of hearts, but I can hide it. And I hope I have enough out. I was thinking this piece up here, so it doesn't even look like a heart. All right. I don't want to hide my ribbon. So there's that. And then I'm thinking I need a leaf on here. All right, let's see, let's put it over here. If I had a sentiment, I would stamp it right there. I may have to go looking for one. Let me get some pieces on the back of here. And I hope I don't do what I did yesterday and forget to take the backs off and try to stick it down. I can't believe I did that. All right, let's see. I just take these off and throw them to the side. All right, they're all off. So let me okay, it's down. wonder if I can find a sentiment. Oops. Oh, I know I need this. Let me put these on and see if I need... All right, let's see here. I think I'm going to use this size. So it's, oops, 1. Come on. 2, 3. All right. So there's my my stamps. Ow. Ooh, pinched my finger putting that on. You know, I don't think I'm going to put a sentiment on there. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think a sentiment would be too much. So there's today's idea. And I use the same daisy stamp and a peach pad to stamp the inside and the envelope with that daisy. I hope you enjoyed my idea. Now make sure you go over and check out Vicky's and see what she came up with. This is our last day for Vellum. We haven't decided what we're doing next month, but we'll find out. Thanks for watching. Have a sensational Sunday. Bye.